Sometimes you need to implement something in iOS and this something doesn't appear in Android. Or maybe the client requires from you some specific things for Android that is not in iOS. How to make different changes between Android and iOS? Let me show you. But first, let's clean up this code. Let's delete all of this and delete those styles too, and this function, and those unnecessary imports. Now we got a white screen in Android and iPhone. Let's add a text. Let's, for example, type, this is a Android device. And let's press save. We got here an issue. Property text doesn't exist. Why we got this issue? Because we used the text without importing it. So let's add comma and add text. Now let's save. Now the error is gone. And we have here, this is Android device. Oh, the text here is at the top. Let's make it in the center. Justify content, center. This justify content property to center things vertically. We're gonna talk about it later. Don't worry about it. Okay? I just added this line of code to make our text in the center of the screen vertically. Okay? And don't worry about it. We're gonna talk about it later. Now we got here. This is Android device. Let's remove this A. This is Android device. And here in iOS, this is Android device. And that's wrong. We want to type here, this is iOS device. So let's change Android to iOS and press save. Now in iOS, this is iOS device, and that's correct. But if we open Android, we got here, this is iOS device, and this is incorrect. How to make changes between Android and iOS? I want to show something here, and this something is different here. To do this, we're gonna use the platform. Just import platform from React Native. Okay? And now you can just type here inside this iOS, just open an object and type platform.os. If it's equal to, we got here options: Android, iOS, Mac OS, web, Windows. If it equals to Android, just type Android. Else, just type iOS. What is this code? Let me explain to you. I'm just telling him if the platform is Android, if you are using Android device, just render this word Android. Else render this word iOS. This question mark sign is called in JavaScript ternary operator. Okay, now if we press save and go back to our screen, now we can see this is iOS device and this is Android device, and both are correct. Let's implement another thing else. What if we want to make the color in iOS gray and the color in Android, for example, aqua, the background? Okay, that's easy. Let's go to our background color and do the same thing. If platform.os equals iOS, let's, for example, make it gray. Otherwise, make it aqua. Here is the background in iOS is gray and the background in Android is aqua. So platform is an API from React Native. You can import it from React Native to handle the different device type, for example, Android, iOS, Mac OS, Windows, or anything, or even web.